Well, that's just great. We've lost everything, including body forms of suit upgrades, as well as weapons, and also just a dignity and everything else to be more specific. I suppose the only thing we still got, which appears to be body forms of some of our energy parts, in some cases health, and also we got ourselves the pistol gun, which I suppose I should probably explain more details about this once we get into the actual new area in the game, because as it turns out, the game is not over yet, because there are still more ways to go. So, hey, what's up ladies and gentlemen, it is I am the one and only Jewel here once again, and I am back for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos, as you probably expected at this point in time. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance, basically a remake of the original Metroid back on the NES. So last time, we have basically managed able to take on the forms of not only Ridley, but also with the forms of the Mother Brain, by experiencing body forms of the continuation of Ridley's lair, and on top of that we also did manage able to explore Torian, so pretty much act out pretty much exactly like the forms of how it does it since the first Metroid game, except with, you know, better controls, as well as the forms of better momentum, and you name the rest of it though. So even then though, in addition to that, about the fact that we also did manage to pick up some of those very tricky pickups, I'm not gonna lie, because of the forms of the Shrine Spark ability that we have to use constantly. So as a result of that kind of stuff, though, I don't suppose I can probably able to repeat that for the sake of convenience, that is. So anyways though, so today for this video is about the fact that we're about to be able to continue things on in the game by experiencing the forms of the brand new area that is actually exclusive to the remake, and that's what appears to be Chozodia. And as you can tell about the fact that since we actually fully become Zero Suit Samus for this particular portion of the game, because as you can tell, we've lost all suit upgrades, including body forms of the actual missiles. So basically about the fact that we need to able to sneak into the actual Space Pirates ship, or something like that, by experiencing body forms of Chozodia. So as a result, yeah, because this is a brand new area that we can able to actually experience into. However though, about the fact that there's nothing we can do here at the moment, because all we have to do is basically we need to go underneath here, so just in case we can able to do some bit of stealthing segments to deal with. So because of this though, oh jeez, what the heck is that? I suppose we'll find out more details about that later. So because of this though, yeah, I think this place is going to be filled to the brim with a lot of space pirates, and gotta think about it though, at the very least we actually come across into the map room, so we can able to actually scan in here, and from here we can able to actually see what the actual Chozodia actually looks like. So seems quite massive, all things considered. So either way though, that way it should able to deal with this for the sake of convenience, and on top of that there's a safe room just nearby, so either way. So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of places we can able to explore in Chozodia, so this might take a bit while, especially not only that, I suppose about the fact that we're still technically not done in terms of the forms of item pickups at this point, and thankfully with those specific safe rooms, as you can see, my health is fully regenerated, so at the very least we should be all good to go, especially concerning about that fact that, well, this particular segment does remind me of a similar concept as the forms of how it does it. You guys even remember back in the forms of in Metroid Fusion, when if you stumbled across into SAX for the first time in person, and then if you manage to get spotted by the forms of SAX, basically though it's about the fact that you need to able to get away from SAX, because SAX is extremely powerful against with your fusion suit and stuff like that. Well, so this game in particular, if you do get spotted by the forms of those space pirates, not only do you have to get away from them, but also about the fact that if you get hit by one of them, basically your health will start to drain a lot. So if you manage to able to get caught by the laser, as you can see right there, basically the space pirates will pretty much notice, and basically you have to get away from them, and the only way you need to able to keep yourself safe is by simply trying to find those you know, hiding spots, you know, similar to the forms of how it does in Metroid Fusion whenever you come across into SAX. And I will say, these parts are the most intense part of the game to me though, not only because of how the factor with this music in the background is almost energetic, but also about the fact that those space pirates can be pretty much intimidating. So because of this though, yeah, that's what I can really say about it. But then, as you can tell, if you get caught by the forms of the security system, basically those security doors has been shut, meaning about the fact that you can't able to proceed unless if you're trying to able to hide yourself. And oh, what's this? I suppose we should probably save that more details about this and during later, because obviously we need to find that specific spot that not only we can able to regenerate our abilities or gain some of our abilities back, but also about the fact that we need to get ourselves our suit returning. So, but how do we get that exactly? Well, we need to able to actually keep searching for that particular, well, this new area, I suppose. Even though it's a bit tricky to explain, because I know for a fact it's been about roughly 3 days ago since we've last played this game for sure. But I will say about the fact that we actually getting quite close towards the end of this game, basically. Although, like I mentioned this before, is about the fact that the game is not exactly over yet, because obviously we're about to be able to experience the new area, which is of course Chozodia. So either way though, I must say that Chozodia is without doubt is one of the coolest places in the game. Well, at least assuming so anyway, because as you can tell for the moment right now, that, you know, we're trying to able to try to avoid as many of those space pirates as I possibly could, and exponentially I have to keep on waiting at one point, because obviously once the actual security alarm stops, then the actual doors will open. So, although you can still able to actually activate the forms of those specific, oh jeez, I forgot about those searchlights, because I'm pretty sure if you get spotted on these searchlights, I believe you also get detected by the forms of those space pirates. So, be cautious with that. Especially noticeable, it's almost like Metal Gear Solid, but in the actual Metroid universe or something. But as you can see on the actual the top left corner, in addition to at the moment right now, we actually got ourselves our almost full health, but also about the fact that we actually got ourselves the pistol gun. Now, as you can tell, it does have a meter, which meaning about the fact that we got ourselves the auto-charging gun. So as a result, the only thing it does is that if you come across into a space pirate, then if you dare try to shoot them, it'll just stun them. So because of this though, it's pretty useless, all things considered, but ultimately though, it does help you out, especially noticeable if you're having struggling with the forms of some occasional platforming, especially noticeable with certain crumble blocks, as you can tell. But then again, if you dare fall off, then obviously the actual security thing will just go on, and because of that, you just need to able to just run the heck away from the forms of the space pirates as much as you can. But eventually though, as soon as you're able to get your suit back, then we should probably be able to not only continue experiencing by the forms of Chozodia itself, but also we can potentially try to able to pick up even more items to our disposal, including by the forms of our familiar weapon. For those of you if you ever played not only Super Metroid, but also say applies with, or what possibly by saying is most notably is, well, oh, turns out we ended up in Chozo Ruins. Huh. Kind of an interesting ancient place as far as this is concerned. But yeah, no matter what though, it's about the fact that, oh, come on! Oh jeez, that was close. Because that particular space pirate just somehow goes all the way to the left, so... Oh, that was a bit scary at first glance, but hey, at least I regenerate my health back, so yeah, as it turns out about the fact that when it comes to energy tanks, as far as this is concerned, like I mentioned this before, about the fact that there might be still some pickups we do need to able to get, for the sake of the forms of not only the rest of Chozodia, but also something tells me once we get ourselves our suit back, we can pretty much guarantee we can able to experience the previous areas again, despite the fact that Torian has actually now been deserted. So because of that though, you know, with Mother Brain has been fully dead once again, except this time on the Game Boy Advance, and you name the rest, so... Anyways, let's go and keep on, like, crawling. So, I suppose that what Zero Suit Samus also does is that every time if you come across into certain squeezable areas, that she can able to have the ability to crawl, so that way you can potentially try to able to crawl through certain parts. So, oh yeah, be careful of the forms of that particular scanner eye right there, as you can see on screen, because obviously it'll also get caught by the space pirates as far as this is concerned. So, but assuming, of course, if you know exactly what to do when it comes to stealth and stuff like that, you should be okay. But on the other hand, if you dare get caught like I just did right there, then obviously it gives you a lot of trouble at points, especially noticeable because you need to able to act very fast, especially you don't want to able to waste your time because obviously your health will start to drain a lot if you're not careful. So but either way, I think something tells me that Space Pirate is probably gonna notice me, yep, because obviously, yeah, if you shoot the actual, the pistol right onto the actual Space Pirates, then obviously, like I said before, it tends to stun them, so yeah, just make sure you're able to actually use that wisely, because as you can tell, every time whenever you do use your gun, basically though is about the fact that the actual meter will start to drain. So the only thing you can able to use it again is by wait until when it's fully charged again. So yeah, that's all I can really say about that particular weapon, I must say. Even though it only lasted for about a few, I don't know, it's hard to explain honestly, because then again, it's been about, you know, 3 days ago since I've last played this, so yeah, a few things I want to explain while this is going on, and what's this? We actually stumbled across into our familiar item pickup ever since in Super Metroid. And as it turns out, about the fact that we come across into, well, assuming of course that we do need to able to get our suit first, that's the only thing, or potentially speaking, wait a minute, it's been gone. Where did that go? Well, I suppose it doesn't matter, because obviously we need to get our suit first, like I said before. So, in some cases though, I believe something tells me that Space Pirates did somehow stole the actual power bomb. So, yeah, power bombs do make a return in this game, so because of this though, I'm presuming it actually functions pretty much like the forms of power it does in not only from the likes of the forms of Super Metroid, but also with Metroid Fusion as well. So because of this though, basically acts out as like a screen nuke basically, so but then again though, we don't think we can able to actually come across into obtaining one until, like I said before, we need to get our suit first, so, and then we can able to do some more stuff here and there, so. Now remember those unknown items that we've already obtained from certain Chozo statues? Well, we'll explain more details about that once we're able to get our full suit back, so. Alright, so we just need to be very careful not to get spotted, so it's still pretty weird about the fact that there's no flickering or anything else like that, because obviously, you know, I'm still playing on the Wii U Virtual Console version, despite, you know, you can no longer get this game every now and then, and oh jeez, that was close. Almost about to get spotted from that particular hit detection right there with that particular eye laser thing. But in the end, that I'm sure I basically got this for sure. Although it does take a bit while to able to actually get past this point, because obviously, like I said before, it does require a lot of waiting most of the time, like with all that security doors and everything. Oh jeez, we somehow got spotted by the forms of the Space Pirate, so hopefully we should be able to get away from them, so. And I think something tells me we do need to crawl through here, and oh jeez. Everything's all dark around here. But yeah, like I said before about the fact that there are quite a few stuff I would like to mention, is that first of all, today's date is of course the 11th of December today, in this case in 2023 today. Although I was expecting that I was originally trying to able to mention something related to the Game Awards in this year so far, but I suppose I should probably talk more details about that once we get into the continuation of Chozodia, in this game in particular, so, oh jeez, something tells me I need to able to just, try to stay clear from those Space Pirates until I'm able to proceed, oh jeez. Anyway though, because something tells me about the fact that during it, at some form or another, is that we've only got about just roughly 2 weeks left until Christmas is about to be on the horizon. To be more specifically for Christmas 2023, so even then though, and to make matters even better, about the fact that, well, until by that time, we've only just got about roughly about 4 days left now, until specifically Chicken Run Dawn of the Nuggets is going to be releasing and during at some point in this coming Friday. To be more specifically, the Friday the 15th of December, so. Still, I'm really looking forward to that though, especially noticeable it's been, you know, 23 years ago since the first Chicken Run film just came out, so. But I suppose I should probably explain more details on that in a moment, because, well, here we go into this unknown room, and this appears to be body forms of, let's just say, a test ruins. So, this looks incredibly suspicious. So yes, as it turns out, we're about to be stumbled across into our next boss, which appears to be body forms of Test Ruin. So as a result, yeah, it's just a test basically, just to learn certain things, I guess. So I guess there's not much else to explain about this particular fight. So yeah, basically all you have to do in this particular fight right here is that I'm pretty sure that you need to be able to shoot where the actual weak spot is going to show up. Like, for instance, if the actual weak spot is about to show up, like, I don't know, right here, then it should able to actually get one of those symbols to light up. So, and then every once in a while, in each and every single phases, you really don't able to actually shoot yourself in the actual orb, as you can tell, because obviously you can get yourself hurt in the process. So, it's definitely a little tricky, but honestly, when you get the hang of it, though, it's actually not too shabby. So, either way, though, you have to be able to just keep on focusing on trying to dodge a lot of the movements, is whatever he was about to do. But as soon as you shoot that thing for about 4 times, then sure enough, we passed. We passed the test. And there's our suit back. So yeah, not only do we get ourselves all of our familiar items back, but also, since that we got ourselves 3 unknown items, this also means that it's somehow turned into not only Plasma Beam, but also in terms of suit, I believe we'll come across into a gravity suit, so now we've actually became Purple Suit, of all things, and finally, most notably, the Space Jump. So yeah, we've actually become fully powerful, so in some cases though, we got your fully powered up suit. So in some cases though, it's time to kick some space pirates' butt. With a good old Brimstone music in the background for some reason, but hey, at least we are fully powerful more than anything, so we can able to be, you know what I'm saying, we pretty much decimated all the actual space pirates and all that stuff, so yeah, it's nice able to have Screw Attack again. So yeah, and kind of thinking about it though, with the Plasma Beam obviously does return ever since Infinity Forms have been the previous games, so yeah, not much else different from here. And on top of that, with the forms of the Space Jump does return since in the previous games, which function the same way. And finally with Gravity Suit, which meaning about the fact that there are some water segments from time to time. So this means we can now able to finally walk underwater with no issues. So that should be all good, especially noticeable we can able to actually do some more stuff here and now, especially about the fact that now we can able to do some more stuff in Chozodia. And on top of that, we can able to actually experience the previous locations at any point at any time. So, and yeah, it still is going to be at fully 100%, so either way though, yeah, wish me luck if I was trying to able to stumble across into certain items that does requires me to able to do a lot of like hardcore like stuff, like for instance about the fact that I can assure to you that we do need to I don't know actually, because even then though, that I'm gonna have to take a massive guess of what exactly I was expecting to do. So for instance, about the fact that we can able to now do some screw attacks right here, and exponentially about the fact that we can potentially, I think we should probably save that particular segment for later, because I think something tells me that I do need to do, what else? The actual Shine Spark. So either way, for now on, we'll grab some more missile tanks, just in case about the fact that we can able to just collect everything. So, because again, about the fact that I'm going for a 100% completion playthrough as to be expected. So either way though, and also something tells me we don't need to worry about the forms of the time system this time around though, which I suppose that's a good thing, because obviously, unlike the forms of how it does it in the previous Metroid games, including body forms of Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion, time does matter, because obviously about the fact that, well, potentially speaking though, it's all depending on how fast you do on certain locations and stuff like that, or certain spots for that matter, so... But either way, let me know in the comments down below for the question of the day. Are you guys excited, able to actually finally get a chance to watch, you know, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, once that particular film actually finally comes out on Netflix? Because I would like to hear your thoughts, because even then, well, as far as when that particular film is about to release, please, no spoilers please, because obviously I need to see the film for myself, especially because I'm so excited for that particular film actually, especially, again, like I said before, and I'm pretty sure some toy sales has already mentioned about this already, it's been 23 years ago since when the first film came out during the millennium. So, yeah, that's actually super awesome and everything. So, oh yeah, in addition to that though, it's been like, you know, 5 years ago since when, you know, any films have been 5 years ago, they somehow revealed when Joker became a playable character during the course of in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Well, it wasn't until he finally came out during the films of in April 2019, of course. So, but either way though, that must have been saying something, I suppose, because again, time flies, as to be expected while trying to look back on the films of certain past events from past years or so. But either way though, that's for a topic for a later time. So, but either way though, although still, if you ever come across into certain situations where, you know, certain security doors has been locked off, because obviously we just got detected by the forms of certain space pirates and stuff like that, and oh, there's the another super missile tank right there, which we can able to easily obtain it. So, and I do apologize for that particular background noise you almost going to be hearing, and that's what it appears to be. For the love of God, my washing machine is actually super ridiculously loud, and especially noticeable it doesn't help about the fact that Shadow just got ticked off while he was trying to concentrating performing his chaos control and shenanigans and stuff like that. I mean, still, I couldn't help it, or potentially speaking, the actual the washing machine just couldn't help it about the fact that they need to able to try to do something as opposed to like just doing nothing. That's all there was to say, I guess. But I apologize if my commentary is a bit slightly iffy at this point in time, because I mean, let's face it though, it's just about the fact that exponentially that it's really around that time until possibly until on Thursday, the 14th of December, I'm also able to actually check out the first film again before I decide able to dive right into Dawn of the Nugget, so just makes a little bit more sense. But I think that this time around though, I think I might as well decide able to watch Chicken Run on Disney Plus specifically. I know it sounds a bit odd, especially concerning about the fact that it's so weird about the fact that that film is going to be on Disney Plus in the UK version, despite the fact that that film was originally a DreamWorks movie. So, like, we've already on about that ever since the beginning portion of 2023, so... Anyway, and as always about the fact that there's another thing I should probably explain about this as well, is about the fact that I'm still busy playing through Super Mario RPG on the Nintendo Switch as a remake, and still had a lot of fun with it though, even though it does take me a bit of some time to able to get back into the game, because obviously about the fact that I'm still being busy playing through Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and especially noticeable with the forms of WarioWare Move It, just in case about the fact that I can able to potentially try to practice those two games specifically, including by the forms of the actual Nintendo Switch remake of Super Mario RPG, so just in case I can able to actually just to classify for maybe if it's a possibility of the actual Let's Play to come during the forms of it next year in 2024. In fact, let me know in the comments down below about that as well, so if you want me to able to tackle through not only WarioWare Move It, but also with the forms of well, alongside with the forms of WarioWare Get It Together, in addition to that with Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and maybe with the Switch remake of Super Mario RPG, because I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below, if you want me to able to suggest those specific games, potentially for the sake of the forms of 2024, because as far as 2024 is concerned, well, I suppose we should probably be able to save that conversation once we get to the finale portion of 2023, because I'm sure enough though about the fact that, oh, and by the way, every time when the space pirates just somehow detected you, basically the safe room, including the actual recovery room, Like, usually we actually not only get the ability to save, but also about the fact that we can able to recover not only our energy, but also with our weapons has been fully revealed as well. So that's actually pretty dope and everything, especially noticeable about the fact that I don't think there's a possibility there's no Chozo statues to be found in Journey Forms of Chozodia. So that could be the reason for it. So at the very least, it's actually super generous when it comes to likely not only come across into ourselves, not only some plentiful of safe spots, but also journey forms of trying to able to fulfill our, you know, weapons as well as energy health, and you probably name the rest of it though, so. But I digress. So, because of this though, about the fact that we should probably let some toys else, or Maxi, speak more specifically, so just in case we can able to save that conversation once we get towards the end of 2023, because I'll admit though right away, the beginning portion of the year just feels a bit kind of slow at points. Well, then again though, we'll let Maxi were able to mention more about it during the course of the final thoughts of 2023 as a year itself. So either way, something tells me we come across into ourselves yet another super missiles right down there, so we can pretty much guarantee we can able to pick this up. So yeah, it feels like about the fact that for the majority of our experience, when it comes to able to actually like continue proceedings for this particular point, is that we're also able to actually just go ahead and pick up some more remaining items here and there, like some more energy tanks, as well as more missile expansions, super missile expansions, and even especially noticeable, we can able to potentially try to pick up, you know what I mean, about the forms of that familiar weapon, ever since it not only in Super Metroid, but also with the forms of Metroid Fusion as well. So, but either way though, sometimes it takes a bit of time though, especially noticeable because as you can tell, sometimes whenever you manage able to get in contact with the actual space pirates, despite the fact that your health might still drain fast though, if you keep on getting hit by the force of certain space pirates. So yeah, you got to able to be very careful with those space pirates, and not only that, there are some annoying moments whenever you get cramped up in the forms of one of those rooms that basically though, one of those space pirates projectiles will give you a knockback if you get hit. So bit nuisance though, but either way though, that's as far as saying goes, that's what I can really think about it. So anyways, we ended up in here, strangely enough, which it wasn't supposed to be attempted for, but I suppose we'll be back for that, and during at some point in a later portion of this particular Chozodia, and especially noticeable about the fact that obviously we still need to able to focus on trying to collect everything, as you probably expect. So yeah, I just can't even believe about the fact that time itself just goes fly by, especially noticeable because, like I said before, we're actually getting very close to Christmas during the forms of 2023, so relatively speaking though about the fact that every time whenever it's a good thing I did manage to able to play a heck of a lot of the forms of Super Mario RPG on the Nintendo Switch after all, just in case you were able to actually go it just makes those days a lot faster and quicker, especially noticeable there was an RPG of course, and of course what makes this a bit awesome compared to the forms of how it does it back on the Wii, or potentially speaking, I'm not exactly sure about the new 3DS though, because obviously it's been about quite a few days since actually I've last played my Nintendo 3DS, kind of thinking about it, because it's been overshadowed by the forms of how it does it for the Nintendo Switch, because obviously that, well, you know what I mean, we're about to get even more games during the forms of 2024 and beyond, so it looks like about the fact that the Switch is not going to give up anytime soon, which I suppose that's a good thing. Which is especially noticeable about the fact that we actually got, I'm not exactly sure how many games they've got at this point in time. I mean, after all, we're still waiting for the forms of the new Super Princess Peach game, as well as the forms of Luigi's Mansion 2 to be coming out on the Nintendo Switch, so at the very least though, it's a good thing that we've already tackled through Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube, so just to ensure about the fact that we can able to redo Luigi's Mansion games again, as promised, and X to be expected, that sense about the fact that now we've finally managed to able to done the proper redo Let's Play of Luigi's Mansion since about a month ago, so now it's about time we can finally able to dive right into Luigi's Mansion 2, but this time we can finally manage to able to play it on consoles, so again, no need to worry about the forms of the 3DS capture device investing, so because of this though, although I would have liked to back in the day, But of course, as far as what some Toy Tales has already mentioned about this already, that the actual recording method of the 3DS version of Luigi's Mansion 2 didn't exactly go too well, especially because of how that particular setup is always feels a bit convoluted and all that stuff, so... But hey, at least it's something, I suppose. And exponentially speaking though, unfortunately, sadly to say, is about the fact that while we're still able to actually decide to do Luigi's Mansion 2 until specifically next year, unfortunately though, Luigi's Mansion 3 Let's Play will be expected to be delayed at some point, mainly in 2025, because as far as I'm aware, that much like the Forms of Vote does it on Ape Escape, for the sake of the forms of, we've already tackled through Ape Escape 1, as well as the forms of, well, let's just say, oh wow, we actually stumbled across into ourselves the power bombs. So now we can able to use the, well, power bombs. So again, very similar to the forms of how it does on the previous Metroid games. Obviously, it acts like a screen nuke, and also it can allows you to able to activate the yellow doors, as you can see. So even then, but again, if you haven't played Super Metroid before, you know exactly how this sounds. So in some cases, though, we got ourselves yet another power bomb tank. So exponentially, now we need to able to get, you know, not only with more missile expansions, but also with the forms of super missile expansions, and now we're about to be getting the power bomb tanks. So yeah, that's seriously quite a lot, especially concerning about the fact that the good thing about this particular remake, though, if you, for those of you who already got the physical copy of the game, thankfully you can able to play this game on the go, and potentially speaking though, you don't have to worry about just able to, like, well, assuming of course you do need able to still need to save your game, assuming of course if you do manage to able to get into one of those save points and stuff like that, and especially noticeable about the fact that, well, I think something tells me about the fact that, relatively speaking, about the fact that, well, I don't know about you, because I'm pretty sure I've already explained about quite a number of things at this point today. I mean, I would have liked able to still, you know, mention something related to the forms of the Game Awards during the forms of in 2023 at this point in time. But then again, though, I think it's probably best able to save that conversation during the forms of the next part of this. So, but either way, though, the exponentially speaking, though, is about the fact that, like I said before, we actually getting very close towards the end in Metroid Zero mission before you tackle through the next game, which appears to be, well, it could be either be Metroid Dread or Metroid Other M or anything else like that. Let me know in the comments down below as well if you want me to suggest either Metroid Dread or Metroid Other M if you want me to tackle for either of those two games for the sake of convenience. Or it might be a bit too early to say this for this point right now, because obviously we're still in 2023 as of now. So, but either way though, yeah, that's what I can really ask for, I guess. So, because yeah, I'm pretty sure about the fact that when it comes to the majority of Chozodia itself, I'm pretty sure about the fact that we're going to be hearing the actual, the enhanced theme of Brimstar's theme for the majority of the forms of, you know, Chozodia itself, once you're able to fully become powerful and stuff like that. Because as far as I'm aware, once you, or let's say if you go back to the previous areas, like Brimstar or Norfair or anything else like that, or Criteria, I think about the fact that I believe the actual music themes will be pretty much unchanged. If assuming, of course, that we've already experienced those places from before. So in some cases, though, yeah, we'll find out until whenever we get to one of those points worth noting for later. So, anyways, let's go ahead and save our progress here. So just in case we don't lose our progress, especially noticeable about the fact that if I forgot to save, then obviously I'm gonna have to able to do this entire collectathon all over again, which it won't be that fun, especially noticeable. This is one of the point about the fact that getting those collectibles every now and then starts to get a little bit tougher at this point, especially noticeable, like I said before, we still need to able to utilize the Shine Spark ability for the majority of the time, and especially noticeable about the fact that now we need to rely on the forms of not only some new abilities like, you know, Space Jump and all that stuff though, but exponentially speaking though is about the fact that, yeah, you probably get the gist of it. So anyway, so there's another save room, so we can able to save at this point as well, so just in case there aren't any mistakes to be involved. So, but yeah, not much else to talk about, because obviously about the fact that, well, I suppose I should probably also mention about this as well, is about the fact that, well, recently I've almost getting very close to fully 100% everything in terms of The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, and my god, is it so much of an multitasking here and there, especially noticeable because not only I still need able to tackle through some side quests, but also about the fact I still need able to find a lot, I mean a lot of Kurok seeds, and let me tell you, it's gonna be so much of a busy work, like I said before, especially it's like, there's gonna be like a lot of them, like seriously, it's like, well, it's a bit tricky to explain because I know for a fact that, well, relatively speaking, it's just a way of how the fact that with all that bigger games needs to be done or anything else like that, but then again, no, it's hard to explain, honestly, because I'm still busy playing through Super Mario RPG from time to time, so just to ensure I can able to chill out and relax for a bit, despite there are some frustrations here and there, but at least on the upside is, though, it's about the fact I don't have to worry about the defaults of this isometric platforming hit detection or something like that. So, at the very least, that was actually a positive note, especially noticeable about the fact that as far as what some Toys House has already mentioned about this before, I'm pretty sure Mario is basically done for 2023, so he's now moving on to 2024 for sure. Especially noticeable because, you know, this year has gone pretty big for Mario so far, specifically when it comes to not only DLC content for Mario Plus Rapid Sparks of Hope, but also with the forms of Mario Codex Deluxe and all that stuff, and especially noticeable with the forms of only 3 games, but that's okay, because obviously about the fact that 2 games for Mario and 1 game for Wario, that should be all good for me. And especially noticeable with the most successful video game movies of all time, when it comes to box office alike, obviously that we've already got, you know, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which has always been, you know, a pleasure surprise for most any other, like, audiences and all that stuff. So, anyway, so with that being said though, we should probably end things off this point right here. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Metroid Zero Mission. Is that not only we can able to continue exploring through Chozodia, but potentially we're also able to hit back to the previous areas and grab some more collectibles as a result. So I'll see you guys until on Wednesday. Later, fellas.